Thank you so much, and welcome to our show, today's show, The Voice of Nigerian in Diaspora. Today, what we're talking about PVC collection. At the beginning of this campaign, we have a lot of our Nigerian people, everyone excited about this election. And many churches, many mosques, many people came out in the mass, spoke widely about going to register for PVC. Now we are done with that. Now INEC is saying we should come and collect those PVC because our PVC is our voice. So today I'm back here again. My name is Dr. Afamef Nato. I'm from Enugu State. I live here in Atlanta, Georgia, with my co-host of this, The Voice of Nigeria in Diaspora. Over to you to introduce yourself, please.
My name is Dr. Blessing Anyaiwe Onyekachi. I also live in Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm Apostle Dr. Helen Godswill Solomon from Delta State. I live both in Nigeria and in Atlanta, Georgia.
Of course, all of us live in Nigeria.
Yes. I just wanted to catch people there. we are Nigerians,
Proudly Nigerian.
Exactly.
And we are both there and here.
Yeah, very proud. Proudly Nigerians, like Dr. Solomon said. Yeah, we are.
And I was just pulling your legs.
No, I love that. And this kind of brings us to what we want to talk about today. When we say we live in the United States, but also we live in Nigeria, and the challenges and the poverty and difficulties that our people are going through, or dysfunctional government or corruption in our system of governance in Nigeria, our people are experiencing, also impact us deeply that are in diaspora. So, Dr. Blessing, what do you have to say about it?
This election that is coming is very, very important to us, we in diaspora. Mm-hmm. It is so important because it tells us what is happening.
Right.
And what has been happening.
Exactly.
And what we need to do if at all we need to change things. Okay. And seeing what is happening in Nigeria, what has happened and what is happening, it is something that is giving everyone concern.
Deeply
concerned that everyone wants to come in and see where we can make a change. Poverty, yes. Insecurity, yes. Unsure of tomorrow, next second, yes. Anger, frustration, yes.
Even depression.
Depression, anxiety, yes.
Right.
So most people are, even hunger, especially hunger, yes.
It's sad.
Freedom. There is nothing bad as one not having freedom. Freedom in Nigeria is none. This time, we are all concerned. As long as you are a Nigerian, whether you live in the moon, in Nigeria, in diaspora, we are all concerned. Everyone is concerned because we need a change. We need a change. That is why we are here. And that is why this voice of Nigerians in diaspora. So we are encouraging everyone to go and collect their PVC.
Yes, we'll be talking a little bit more about the PVC collection. So let's hear from Dr. Helen, Apostle Dr. Helen.
This election is not even debatable. It's not optional. It's not negotiable. It's a must. It's a matter of life and death. It's so important to every Nigerian home and abroad. Our life, the lives of generations yet unborn, depend on this election.
Yes.
I agree.
So, like, share, and subscribe. Let this channel go viral.
Yes.
Every Saturday, we are on.
Exactly.
Invite everybody.
Exactly. And just like we said that us in a foreign land oftentimes are faced with a lot of pressure from home. Because when we have a bad system of government and people are wallowing in poverty, and our people back home are pressuring those in diaspora to, you are doing 1 or 2 or 3 jobs. You want to be able to take care of your bill here in the United States. You have to be able to take care of those back home. But if we have a good governance, a good country where there's a security job creation and industrialization, all that, it will alleviate the stress that our people in diaspora, are experiencing from demand from our people back home. So how can we in diaspora influence our people back home, even though right now that we don't have the access to vote in Nigerian election if you're not in the country? How do you think that those in diaspora can aggressively impact those back home in order for them to vote in this election and vote like never before? Over to you, Dr. Helen.
Number one, the system has so impoverished the people. There is no reason why INEC needs to even beg people to come and pick up their PVC. People have gone out of their way to register to vote. What's keeping you from going to pick up your PVC?
Because that's your power.
Your power, yeah.
That's what makes
That's
you.
your voice.
Your voice, really. Thank you, Dr. Blessing. So now the thing is this. I have been trying to hear from people. What do you think is the reason? Now, one of the reasons that keeps coming in is the fact that some people don't even have transportation to go to the location to go and take it. So now, diasporans, what you can do, number one, sensitize your people. Let them know the need, the importance, the significance of going to collect their PVC. Because that's their voice. That's their power. You have no legitimate right to complain about bad governance if you don't vote.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, you are number one problem.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because if you don't vote, you are giving legitimacy to the devils to continue to rule Nigeria. So you can't complain tomorrow. And you can't pray either. Because when you pray fall down and die, guess what? You will be the first to fall down and die.
Exactly.
Because you did not vote, so you allowed the wicked people to go there. So if you don't want to be the first person to fall down and die, because the prayers we are praying, some of them are irrelevant. But if you vote, you don't need to pray.
Yeah.
Because we'll have the right people, okay?
Okay.
So
Pray less. You will pray, but you pray less.
that's it. At least some prayers will not be necessary.
Exactly.
So let's use our time to do some very important things, like making money, transforming the world. We have all it takes. All right? So now, diasporans, educate your family members, sensitize them, your friends, everybody out there, to go and pick up their PVCs. Number two, if they say they do not have money and you know they don't have money, for real, give them money. Pay transportation fare. If you have to charter buses, whatever needs to be done to get them to go and collect their PVCs, do so. This election, nobody must have an excuse not to vote. If you have registered to vote, you must collect your PVC. And then thirdly, there have been some rare cases where they came up with stories of certain abnormalities going on by INEC officers. We are yet to know how true those things are. And if truly those things are true, that INEC is doing anything that is not right, this is now directly to INEC. And I'm saying to INEC, you are first Nigerians before INEC. INEC, you are first Nigerians before INEC. Government will come and go. Nigeria remains. And Nigerians remain. So INEC, when government comes and go, you remain in Nigeria. What happens to you? So whatever you do today, you are setting a legacy. You are setting a pattern. You are setting a pace. You will repeat. You don't repeat, your children will repeat. Because the Nigeria you mess up today, you may die, but your children will live until they get to the age of dying. Your grandchildren will come.
Exactly.
What happens?
Exactly.
So let's make Nigeria a better place.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
good.
us to enjoy.
Let's hear from Dr. Blessing. What is your take on that?
My take on that, like Dr. Solomon has said, if they don't have money, they should assemble themselves to. We have different places for offices
Yes,
in
to
every
pick up.
to pick up.
Yes.
So they can assemble themselves. Maybe 10 people. They can charter a box and they pay for them, and they go there to pick up their PVC. So there shouldn't be any excuse
No
for them
reason
not
whatsoever.
to. If they don't have money, they can come together to their offices and tell them, we don't have money, so we can't go pick our PVC.
Yeah.
I know there is some money that is now made for stuff like that.
Yes, and also I think because the energy at the beginning when people are being called to go register for PVC, my mother never talked about politics ever since I know her, but she had to call me
This time around.
Yes, to say, hey, tell your father to make sure that he goes to get PVC.
Otherwise, no food tonight. And no other room business.
I know.
In fact, one woman told her husband that.
I know.
No other room business.
Exactly.
If you don't go and
pick your
register. So the same thing for picking up your PVC.
It's
So
the same.
guys, if you don't pick up your PVC, the other room is not open for you.
I agree. Yeah, because it's so
Important.
unimaginable
Yeah.
that every 4 years, the same story. Students are not going to school. Right now, the other day I saw on Facebook, on Twitter, a student demonstrating, a UNN student demonstrating because of hike in tuition.
School fees.
But these kids have been on strike
For
you know,
so many months.
so many months. So there's something I really want us to. I was listening to Reverend Warnock. Reverend Warnock is a United States senator. He just won his re-election the other day. He says something that I really resonated with me, which I know that because our people, Nigerian people, we're very, very deeply religious. We pray a lot. Growing up in Nigeria, being from a Catholic family, we always say a prayer for Nigeria in distress.
Yes.
Prayer for Nigeria in distress.
every day.
Every day.
Pray for Nigeria in distress.
Yes. Reverend Warnock says something I really want to read out here, and I would want us to talk a little bit about it. And I know that also I want Nigerian people to as well think about it deeply. He said that a vote is a kind of a prayer for the world we desire for ourselves and our children. Voting is a faith put into action.
Yeah.
So
Profound.
when he said that, I'm like, oh, really? So let me go back to our apostle,
I
Dr.
really
Helen,
believe that.
to talk a little bit about that, and I'll come back to you, Dr. Blessing. So when you hear that a vote is a kind of prayer for the world we desire for ourselves and our children, or even for us in diaspora,
Yeah.
for the country, we want to come back home and invest and develop. What will you say about that?
Thank you very much, Dr. Afam. That statement by Senator Warnock is very important and very relevant to the Nigerian society in the sense that a vote being a prayer, what is a prayer? A prayer is a communication with God. So when you go and vote, you are actually communicating to God that this is the choice candidate that you want to lead you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Political positions are not rulerships. They are leadership. What's the difference between rulership and leadership? Leadership position is a position of election where people are chosen by the
By
people.
the people.
Right.
Rulership are dictators. People who impose themselves on the people, on the citizens. So now, when we say that the people vote and the vote becomes prayer for what kind of world we want and the kind of atmosphere we want and the kind of people we want to lead us, we are indirectly saying we have presented candidates to God. We have told God this is who we want by going to vote. So, as a religious society that Nigeria is, we can say, if you are a man of God, you are a woman of God, you are a pastor, you are an imam, you are an Islamic cleric, you are a traditionalist, You are a pagan. Whatever it is that you are, whatever you worship, but you believe in a spirit being, your vote is you invoking that spirit to guide whoever you vote for, whoever you choose to represent you as your leader in every sphere of government. Faithfully going out to pick up your PVC and casting your vote
Right.
is prayer.
Good. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Helen. Let's come to Dr. Blessing. How do you interpret Senator Warnock's expression, voting being a kind of prayer for the world we desire for ourselves and our children?
Okay. Thank you for that question. The thing is that before I talk about what Senator Warnock said, let me talk about the importance of voting.
Right?
Because so many people don't really know what it is to vote.
Exactly.
Because if they know what it is to vote, I don't think anybody need anybody to tell them what to do. Voting is like telling the whole world or people that this is who I want to be there for me. This is who I want to represent me and my generation, my family.
Pretty much to shape your future
To shape your future.
and your destiny.
Exactly. And the destiny of your children.
There you go.
This is who I want, one, and this is who I know that can do it, that can provide school for my children, safety for me and my children, even food on the table, infrastructures, good roads. This is who I know can do it.
Exactly.
Your voting is like your right, the way you can fight people you can never fight.
And
That
it-
is your...
And even, I always tell our Nigerian people that during the COVID, anybody in Nigeria or in Africa saw the impact of government because our people are so deeply religious, right? But during the coronavirus lockdown, they stopped church.
Yes, everything
yes.
stopped.
That shows you it's very important that when there's an election, for you to be able to make your voice heard, who is
yes.
going to lead you,
Lead you.
who's going to make those critical decisions for you and your family.
Exactly. So it is so important for them to know what they are in for and what we need at this point in time. None of you need someone to remind you to go get your PVC.
Exactly.
Because it's so important. That is the only way you can fight them. That is the only one you can complain. That is the only one you can live for tomorrow. That is the only way your children can enjoy life, you can enjoy life. That you're voting is your voice. It's your tomorrow. It's your health.
It's your power.
It's your power. And do not allow anybody to take it away from you. It will be so important that you exercise this your right. Put that vote. Some people say, oh, I've been voting and nothing is happening. Please, this is not the time for that.
This is different.
This is different.
Okay. I kind of like it caught my interest. I was still going to come back and say a little bit something regarding the Warnock comment.
Yes.
But one of the things that people say that though voting doesn't count in Nigeria, and now both of you made mention that this is different. So can you tell Nigerian people or people in diaspora why it's different this time? Why do you think that people's voting is going to count in this election?
Okay. This time voting is going to count. It has been counting. Because if it's not counting, they will not bribe you during election.
Okay.
They will not bribe you. They know what it is. Even if they forge some, they knew how hard it takes them to forge. Yes, do we believe that there's forgery? Yes. But voting still counts. That is why they put that in our mind so that we will not vote. They will be able to forge whatever they want to forge.
And pop it out there.
But God has blessed us so much with this generation, with this present administration, that Buhari has signed into law about this electronic voting.
Yeah, permission
So
of result.
no matter whatever we are feeling, we are hearing anything that is happening
Come
with
out and
INEC.
vote. Come out and vote.
Please come out and vote.
And
Forget whatever anyone is telling you, because it's another way to make us not to vote.
and also, kind of with that, I want to flip back because of time, just to make sure we catch up since we have. You see, as I said, we've been praying about Nigeria in distress all the time. And I feel for our Nigerian people, this is our moment. This is the time. Because for me, when we vote for a good leader who understands our challenges, our difficulties, who understand what it means to have a good healthcare system. It means that when you're praying for good health, you can go to hospital and get what you need. Or you are praying for a job. When you vote a good leader who understand what it means to take Nigeria from consumption, because that's our problem. We are over 200 million people. But we don't even produce nothing.
We consume.
We consume.
Everything.
So we become a dumping ground for
everything.
Western world. They just come in, iPhone, all those, TikTok, our people are just consuming it.
Even very soon, our gari and yam will be imported.
Exactly. So when you get a leader, when you go and vote, when we say that voting is a kind of a prayer, when we vote a good leader, you see all this, your stress, all those things are worrying you are praying about. And Apostle Dr. Helen talked about it. Some of those prayers will be taken care of, but those leaders will put into action, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And talking about why this election is different. In the past, we didn't have it like this before. People were not interested in voting before because of the corruption, because of the fact that they felt the votes were not going to count. But you can see now how people have come out massively to register to vote.
Yes.
That's number one. Yes. And number two, in the past, frankly, we didn't have the right candidates. We were boxed into the same thing, to the extent that we will always say, out of two devils, we choose the lesser devil.
Okay.
So I will say that in the past, we have always had devils. So we were boxed into choosing a lesser devil. But now, yes, we still have the devils, but guess what? We have the saints too. So now, in the midst of the saints, we will take the best. And guess what? The youths. Give it up to the youths. Oh my God. I have never been proud of this generation. I love you guys.
So our youth are not lazy people.
Oh no, they're not.
How dare you call them lazy youths?
They've surprised the whole world because they never acted this way before. It's like before everybody is like,
being scared to be part of it.
But now it's done on all of us to know that if we don't do, nothing will happen.
Nigeria
we need to move. It belongs to all of us.
It's our country.
It's our country. We've been praying, like one of said. People will be praying. Everybody sit and pray. You can't pray when you don't work.
Exactly.
Even the Bible says that prayer without good work
is nothing.
It's nothing.
Yes.
So now we have prayed.
Take steps.
Now is to take action.
Exactly.
And the action is go pick your PVC and vote.
Period.
Because our prayer is being answered. And we know it's going to be answered through Obi.
Okay. Yeah, so...
positive.
Exactly, because we just want to make sure that that our people, please, we have less than 100 days to decide Nigeria we want to see.
Our future.
In the next 4 years or 8 years. To decide who is going to shape the destiny of our children.
Yes.
To decide who is going to shape the direction if Nigeria will truly become the giant of Africa or not. Because every African country looked up to Nigerians and Nigeria as a nation.
Yes.
When we don't even have,
anything.
Yes. We are going home. We are flying Kenyan Airways.
No Nigerian
Airways.
Can you imagine that?
When I was little, I used to hear about Nigerian Airways. Now we don't even have. Even Nigerian Airline, nothing. We don't have nothing these days.
Yeah.
So we want to go back to the way we used to. In short, better than the way we used to be before.
Yeah, because this is a 2022, 2023. A lot has changed.
Yes.
We just want to see a functioning
Nigeria.
Yes.
Where everybody will have an equal opportunity to try their God-given potentials.
Yes.
And it's going to take everybody.
Everybody is involved in this
A
election.
few people have hijacked the destiny of Nigeria. So now we, the people of Nigeria,
taking it back.
We are taking it back.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
there's another topic I want us to talk about before we round up the show is the issue of godfatherism, because there's this saying that people will tell you, oh, if you don't belong part of the cabal, that you cannot make any impact. I tell them the cabal in politics, in democratic process, is the people. But this is a mental hypnosis because, when you are told that you cannot achieve anything without the cabal, I said, the people are the cabal. And how do you think that we should continue to let our people understand that those things, when they tell you that cabal want to make decisions, these are mental hypnosis.
Yes.
You have the power. When you vote, when you come out and tell your friends, take your grandmother on that day, take your grandfather, take your dad, invite your cousins, go to the polling unit, make sure you vote, and stand there and make sure that your vote is counted and recorded. And as you said, thank God that it will be transmitted electronically.
Yes.
So there's no reason for anybody
Not to vote.
not to vote.
Not to believing in themselves that their vote will be counted. Not to trust themselves that their vote will be counted for. Yes, there is cabal. There is cabal in Nigeria. In short, everywhere.
Yes.
What do we mean by cabal? Cabal is like somebody who provide the resources, be it natural, financial, to support somebody. Cabal is like taking away your own power because of what they have contributed in you, how they have built you. They shape you, form you the way they want. They control you because everything you have, they give it to you. And you promise them, you make promises, different ways of making promises, be it through prayer, through hypnotism, different ways you promise them, you're going to serve them. In that case, you have no voice. You become voiceless. So they like roll you around. Whatever they
Control
want you
you,
to do, they control you.
manipulate.
They manipulate you. Because they contribute extensively into whatever you're doing. But this time, this election, that is why the youths are cabal.
Yes.
Right now.
Nigerian youth are cabal.
They are providing natural resources, financial resources, even their
Technological resources.
Legacy's Benz of resources. So towards this election, you see families, they contribute, father, mother, children, they buy their own t-shirt.
Right.
They buy their hat. Those are the cabals
Yes.
that are backing this election up. So nobody will say, I make this person. Nobody can come, I single-handedly do this.
No.
Because it's
The Nigerian people. And also, as we come to the end of this show, I want our people to remember that will come with money, that will come with gari and all those things.
And rice and beans.
Rice and beans. Collect it.
And
Eat it.
wrapper.
It's your money.
It's your money they
Yes.
stole
They
over the
stole
years. Eat it, but remember, the destiny of our country is in your hands.
And vote for the right
Vote
person.
for the right candidate. Make a decision because Nigeria belongs to all of us. And that we own it as a sacred duty to our nation, Nigeria, to give Nigeria a good leader that will lead us on the global stage and will become the giant of Africa. Before we leave, Dr. Blessing, do you want to say hello to our Nigerian people?
Yes. Thank you, everyone, especially the youth. We really appreciate you guys for what you're doing. It's so amazing. Every day I keep being happy and being energetic with your power. You have influenced everyone, even diasporans. Your energy has energized us too, and that is why we are here on this Voice of Nigerians in Diaspora. So we appreciate all of you. We encourage everyone to go and collect their PVC. And remember, voting is your right. Do not allow anyone to take it away from you. That very day, please make sure you cast your vote.
Thank you, Dr. Blessing. Let's go to Apostle Dr. Helen.
Yes, Nigerians, especially the youths, we are very proud of you. The voiceless, the people that have seemed like they don't have any power. Somebody once said, I'm looking for a Nigeria where the son or the daughter of a nobody will have a voice someday.
Yes.
The voice of Nigerians in diaspora is your voice. You may never have had the opportunity to speak up or to be anything in Nigeria, but here you are right now. So we want to tell you we are so proud of you. We are happy for the youths. We are happy for the voiceless. We are happy for the poor. We are happy for everybody. And we are saying we are ready to go. Not only are you going to vote, you are going to stay there and defend your vote. Stay there until your vote is counted and sent out, because instantly we will see the result. God bless you. We look forward to Peter Obi in 2023.
Correct.
Thank
Be
you.
obedient.
Thank you so much, my team. And also, please remember to share our podcast, like it, and also subscribe. And we'll be bringing a lot of different voices, Nigerians, to talk with us via our Zoom. And please, if you have any question you want to ask us in Diaspora, you can go on our YouTube channel, drop a message. We'll be able to address any challenge or any difficulties you are facing in this process of getting a better Nigeria. Remember, Nigeria belongs to all of us.
Oh, yes.
And we owe it as a sacred duty to save and defend a Nigeria that will be for all Nigerians. Thank you so much. We'll see you next Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.